empires touched the sky, a civilization arose between two mighty rivers. The Tigris and Euphrates brought both destruction and life. Survival demanded ingenuity. People engineered canals, levees, and irrigation to feed growing communities. Mud bricks formed the first homes. Villages grew into towns, towns into cities. Through struggle and adaptation, Babylon began its journey, a city born from intelligence, planning, and the determination of generations. 3 seconds of transitional music. Babylon's position along trade routes made it a hub of exchange. Merchants brought metals, textiles, grains, and stories. Markets were alive with activity. Languages blended. Beliefs merged. Technology spread. Trade was more than wealth. It was knowledge and culture. Babylon absorbed these influences, strengthening its identity. Ideas, crafts, and innovations converged, shaping a city capable of greatness and influence far beyond its walls. With growth came complexity. Memory alone could not manage commerce, law, and governance. Writing emerged as a transformative tool. Scribes pressed wedge-shaped symbols into clay, recording transactions, laws, and history. Knowledge became permanent, transferable, and precise. Administration strengthened, decisions became accountable, and society gained structure. Writing empowered Babylon to function as a sophisticated civilization, its voice echoing. Hammurabi, one of Babylon's greatest kings, understood that order is stronger than force alone. His code of laws, carved in stone and displayed publicly, governed trade, family, labor, and justice. Consistency replaced chaos. Punishment was methodical, not arbitrary. Personal vendettas gave way to state oversight. Citizens understood rules, society stabilized, and the city thrived. Hammurabi's vision made Babylon a model of governance for generations. Babylon expanded under strong leadership. Roads connected distant provinces. Governors maintained order, ensuring stability. Military strength secured borders, while administration guaranteed prosperity. Taxes funded monumental projects, canals, and public buildings. The city grew in population and influence. Citizens realized that protection and progress depended on planning, cooperation, and leadership. The balance of power and infrastructure shaped a thriving empire. 2. Religion shaped daily life. Ziggurats rose to the heavens. Priests studied stars, interpreting divine messages. Calendars, timekeeping, and astronomy intertwined with worship. Religious rituals guided society, morals, and decisions. Babylonian temples served as centers of knowledge, science, and spirituality. Citizens lived with awareness that human life was connected to cosmic order, blending belief with empirical observation. Babylonian scholars mapped the heavens with astonishing precision. Planets, stars, and eclipses were tracked accurately. Base 60 mathematics enabled advanced calculations for time, angles, and geometry. Young scribes trained for years to master writing, math, and astronomy. Knowledge was preserved and passed on. Science and religion coexisted, reinforcing culture and guiding governance. Babylon became a beacon of learning for neighboring civilizations. While temples and observatories soared, Babylon was also alive with everyday life. Farmers tended fertile fields. Artisans molded clay and carved stone. Merchants traveled to distant lands. Music and storytelling filled homes. Life was structured around labor, worship, and community. This harmony between monumental achievement and ordinary existence gave Babylon its unique vitality, leaving a legacy of both grandeur and humanity. Trade connected Babylon to distant regions. Goods, ideas, and culture flowed through rivers and deserts. Merchants negotiated, learned languages, and exchanged knowledge. Markets thrived. Economic influence strengthened political power. Babylon became a hub of commerce and culture, influencing societies far beyond Mesopotamia. Its prosperity relied not just on land and soldiers, but on networks of human ingenuity and exchange. 2 seconds of transition music. Babylon's wealth attracted rivals. Defense and conquest were essential. Armies trained rigorously, fortifications strengthened borders, and leadership directed strategies to maintain dominance. Military campaigns protected trade, stabilized provinces, and projected power. Every decision was calculated. Victory depended on discipline, intelligence, and coordination. The city's security ensured that culture, learning, and commerce could flourish uninterrupted. Nebuchadnezzar II elevated Babylon to unprecedented architectural and cultural heights. Massive walls encircled the city. Palaces gleamed with glazed bricks. Reliefs depicted myths and victories. Streets were organized, markets efficient, public spaces welcoming. Citizens lived amid beauty and order. Festivals celebrated achievements, uniting communities. Babylon became a symbol of sophistication, power, and cultural brilliance. The Ishtar Gate represented Babylon's glory. Glazed bricks of brilliant blue, adorned with lions and dragons, symbolized power and divine favor. Walking through the gate, citizens and visitors felt the city's authority and beauty. The structure demonstrated technical skill and artistic vision. It served as both fortification and cultural statement. Babylon communicated through architecture that it was a city of order, art, and influence. The Hanging Gardens, legendary or historical, reflected Babylonian ingenuity and love of beauty. Terraces filled with greenery rose above the city, sustained by advanced irrigation systems. They symbolized harmony between nature and urban life, engineering skill, and aesthetic vision. Scholars, visitors, and citizens marveled at the gardens, which became an enduring symbol of civilization's creativity, blending technical mastery with wonder. 2 seconds of intellectual transition. Education flourished. Scribes trained for years, mastering writing, mathematics, astronomy, and law. Libraries preserved records of commerce, stories, and scientific observations. Knowledge was valued as power, ensuring continuity across generations. Education reinforced governance, trade, and religious understanding. Babylon became a hub of scholarship, where learning shaped not only daily life, but the civilization's long-term legacy. Babylon's cultural and economic influence spread far beyond its walls. Neighboring cities adopted legal principles, architectural styles, and astronomical techniques. Trade connected distant lands, sharing goods, knowledge, and traditions. Diplomacy and alliances extended Babylon's reach. Power was measured not only in armies, but in ideas, commerce, and cultural integration. Babylon's legacy reached across regions, shaping civilizations for centuries. Despite its strength, Babylon faced external and internal challenges. Sieges, political disputes, and rival empires tested leadership and resilience. Strategy, intelligence, and careful planning determined outcomes. Soldiers defended walls, while citizens maintained production and culture. Each challenge strengthened the city's systems. Babylon's survival depended on organization, adaptability, and the cooperation of its people, showing that resilience can outlast raw power. In 539 BCE, Cyrus the Great conquered Babylon with minimal destruction. He respected local culture, traditions, and institutions. Temples, priests, and scholars continued their work. Babylon retained influence, even under new rule. The city's systems, knowledge, and culture persisted, demonstrating that true legacy is not destroyed by conquest, but preserved through intellect and adaptability. 2 seconds of transition. Babylon remained vibrant, continuing trade, education, and worship. Scholars observed the skies. Markets flourished. Civic structures were maintained. Knowledge and culture persisted. Babylon's influence endured under new administration. Its achievements became part of the wider Persian Empire, spreading ideas, techniques, and traditions across a vast region. Centuries passed, and Babylon's political power declined. Rivers shifted, empires rose elsewhere. Yet intellectual, cultural, and architectural achievements survived. Ruins, tablets, and stories preserved the memory of the city. Babylon remained a symbol of ingenuity, law, astronomy, and engineering. Its influence extended beyond its lifetime, leaving lessons that would shape civilizations for centuries. 2 seconds of reflective transition. Babylon's story reminds us that empires fall, but ideas endure. From irrigation and law to architecture and astronomy, Babylon shaped human history. Its legacy teaches that intelligence, planning, creativity, and knowledge leave an imprint far beyond walls and kings. As the sun sets over ancient plains, one can imagine the voices of citizens, priests, and scholars echoing through time, a civilization that continues to inspire humanity centuries after its peak.